Welcome to One-on-One. I'm Greg Bassey, your host from the Salisbury Independent newspaper. It's a big day here at PAC 14. They're all big, and it's big today because we have Pam Gregory, our interim CEO and president of our local United Way. Welcome, Pam.
Thank you. Good morning.
Now, you just had your big kickoff. It's fundraising time. You guys are always fundraising.
We are.
Talk about this.
All right. So yes, we do fundraising year-round because we can't do the work that we do and impact all the programs and people in the community without it, of course. But we do an annual fall fundraising campaign and just kick that off with a fantastic event at Salisbury University. Very generous sponsors of that event. Had over 230 community leaders join us for some really great engaging conversation. Had a very engaging panelist of local leaders to talk about why community work and community involvement is important for their workplace environment and why they choose United Way to be their partner in that.
It's always a pep rally, but this year it was also very informative. It was kind of like a classroom session almost.
It was. We took a different spin. Instead of having a traditional keynote speaker style, we went with the panelists. We had Jim Perdue, chairman of Perdue Farms, Steve Leonard, who is the president and CEO of Peninsula Regional Medical Center and Health System, Claudia Nagel from Diakonia, she's the executive director. She is fantastic. And Dean Goodwin, who brought an amazing amount of energy.
Right.
He is the marketing manager for RPS International. And so each of them were able to bring a different perspective, not only personally but professionally, for why community engagement is important to them, not only as a business who supports our community, but also to make sure that they're giving their employees the opportunity to be involved in the community.
It's a time of transition at United Way, but you still have the Purdue's on board. Everyone is very organized and focused. It looks like things are going well.
Things are going great. We're in great shape. We are off to a great start with our campaign presentations. Each year we have well over 200 presentations at companies throughout the Lower Shore, Wycomico, Worcester, Somerset, Dorchester. And that just gives us the opportunity to do a couple different things. You know very well, it's a very soft ask. We want folks to feel that they have the opportunity to participate financially if they would like to do so. And that's appropriate at any level. If somebody can give just $1 a pay period, it's so easy. We don't miss that dollar out of our paycheck, but it makes a significant difference. If they're paid biweekly, $1 a pay actually sponsors a child for an entire year of free books in the Imagination Library program. So it really does make a difference.
I want to get to that, but explain to me how the whole raising money thing works, because I actually had someone ask me, and I thought everyone knew that you could donate through your paycheck or through fundraisers, but people don't really know how it works.
So it's very simple. An organization can bring us in and give the opportunity to their employees. There's a very simple process their payroll department can set up so that, once a week, every 2 weeks, whatever their pay schedule is, they can have $1, $2, $3, whatever they want, deducted from their pay, pre-tax, and then that is then sent to us on their behalf every quarter or month, depending on that organization. To pay on that pledge over the year's time. And, thousands of donors throughout the community do this. And the folks doing $1, $2, $3, $5 a pay, it added up last year to over $2 million and allowed us to go into 2019 with over $1.6 million in impact.
Right.
Every single dime makes a difference.
Right.
Significant.
You set all the records last year.
We did. And we're on our way to setting more.
And then what I love is how the different businesses sort of rally to beat each other. I mean, how you create that competitive environment. I love that.
There is. We publish the top 50 list in our annual report and online. And, it creates a fun competitive atmosphere for different organizations. They like to see themselves recognized on that top 50. But honestly, regardless of the amount of that company's total impact, every single dollar makes a difference. So whether it's a huge corporation like our #1 campaign, Perdue Farms, who last year did over $400,000 between, it's absolutely amazing, between their foundation, their corporate sponsorships, all of their employee giving, it's a significant, amount of money, and allows us to make those investments in community programs to help meet the needs.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to give back. You make that one decision, you're committed for the year, and if you do it correctly, it's not a burden.
It really isn't. Most of us don't miss that $1 or $2 or $3 or $5. I mean, the latte we might buy once a week at Starbucks, for less than that, you can compound your giving with thousands of others and make a significant difference. And there's other ways to get involved through volunteering and partnerships in the community and different collaborations and, of course, fun special events. A campaign in a company can run in as little as a few days to a week, perhaps. Some companies opt to run it longer, but it can be fun, engaging. It helps your employees really understand that you as a company really care about your community and want to give back. And the number one reason people don't give is because they're not asked or given the opportunity. And so we often find that people are very pleased for the opportunity. We can come in and do a very brief presentation about our work. 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever somebody wants. And it's a very, very soft ask. As you know, our focus is in education, financial stability, and health. Those are the absolute building blocks to make sure our community is strong. And if any of those blocks has a weak link in it, it can really create some compounding issues. And so through our partner programs, our direct programs, we're helping to meet those needs.
And they range from my favorite, which is Salvation Army. I just love what they do over there so much. So I'm thrilled when my money goes there. But what are some of the others that you have?
So our partner programs range, of course, in our 3 impact areas. And whether that's through someone well-known like Coastal Hospice and Palliative Care, they even have a lesser-known program called Compass, which helps patients who aren't ready for palliative or hospice care, but it helps connect them to the resources that they may need as they're going through this time in their lives, and also for the family support. A new program that we're bringing on for 2019 is 1 Year to Empowerment, which is a local program for mentoring high school females, which is showing fantastic work. But whether it's youth programs through various community partners like Salisbury Urban Ministries, or Worcester Youth and Family Services over in Berlin, or whether it's veterans transportation through Delmarva Community Services, or prescription assistance programs, and Meals on Wheels, for instance. There's a variety of programs to help folks in our community that need it.
Yeah, what a great program, Meals on Wheels, over there at the MAC Center. Yeah, and you're very much involved with MAC now.
We very much are, yes. We have a number of programs over there, including a senior job training program, which helps seniors who are looking for new work skills be able to get the training and job placement that they need so that they can have an opportunity to continue to not only be productive and keep themselves busy and invigorated during the day, but also help supplement their income, which is often needed for our seniors in this community.
No, the other thing you all do is you have these fundraisers on the weekends, and they're just so much fun.
Nights and weekends, all the time.
And the one coming up is the Cornament, your fun Cornament. Talk about this.
So this is a huge cornhole tournament, and who knew that this was a thing, but it is, and it's awesome. We have our annual cornhole tournament on the 13th in partnership with the Elks. And there are actually 2 divisions this year. There's a social division for those like me who really have zero cornhole skills.
Some of those people were way too into it.
And then there's a competitive division.
Yes, you needed a social division.
Yes, it's double elimination. Yeah. There's over $1,000 in prizes. Some really fun family activities going on during the day. So there's still time to get a team in, and it's a really fun day.
What are some of your other events that you guys have?
So we have our signature holiday ball event every December at the Hyatt in Cambridge, and what an amazing time. Over 500 folks come together to really celebrate the season and giving back.
Everyone is just so friendly and happy, and it's a fun time.
It's a wonderful way to celebrate the season and really be able to have an evening to kick back, relax, dress up and kind of go out on a fun date night.
It's a fun time.
It is very fun. Lots of music, dancing, and amazing auction items.
The food is good.
Yes, the Hyatt does a fantastic job. And we also have a really unique fundraiser coming up with our Student United Way. They have a zombie 5K run and 1 mile walk.
Yes, at SU.
Yes, that's coming up. Let's see, that is the 27th of October.
As the editor guy, I look forward to those photos that they send because they're very comical.
Yes, they are. The student body there dresses up as zombies, so it's a zombie-infested course, but family-friendly still. I'm not a runner, but I've always told folks that if I'm running, it's because something's chasing me and you should be running
like
too.
Like a zombie.
Exactly. So this would be the only way you'd get me out on a running course. But it's a great event, and it's given the Student United Way Club at Salisbury University a really cornerstone event to be able to raise money and give back and support their volunteer opportunities throughout the year too.
And that Student United Way, I don't know how you motivate them. They're there at the kickoff every year, getting people rallied up.
Yes.
And they're really into it.
They're an amazing group of students from the college level who really choose to spend their college career focusing not on themselves but on the community and really getting to know the community, whether they're from here's or come here's to Salisbury University. Most of them are not from the area. But they use that opportunity and really understand that those volunteer opportunities connect them with internships, and they connect them with people in the community that can help them with professional and personal development through their college career too. And P.S. It looks great on a resume. It gives them leadership opportunities.
Right.
It gives them management opportunities. It gives them opportunities to learn how to plan events and work in group settings. And it's definitely a win-win. And they're nationally recognized for their work here. Salisbury University Student United Way was the first in Maryland.
Wow.
Yes.
Well,
And we have one now also at Warwick Community College.
now, are you going to do the Preakness event this year?
We are. Preakness will be in the spring.
Now, that's my favorite one because it's at the beer place.
Typically at Evo, yes. And that, as well as our Frisbee golf tournament, which is the largest in Maryland.
Yeah, now that was one I thought that's never going to work, and it's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
We actually just had that this past Friday,
Yeah.
and Preakness are in 100% supported by RPS International out of Cambridge. That's where they took a unique opportunity because some corporate challenges prevented them from doing a traditional employee campaign. So their employees decided to embrace the Imagination Library program in our local United Way. And through these two events that they spearhead and they plan and they execute with a little help from us, they have raised an amazing amount of money. This past Friday, for instance, almost $20,000 for the Imagination
Wow.
Library program.
That's a good day.
It was an amazing, amazing day and really fun. Yeah, really fun event.
You refuse to take any credit for this, but everyone knows that you deserve a lot of credit for the Library Imagination program. What is it, like 10 million books you've given out?
Not quite that many.
11 million books?
It seems like it, but no. We're actually just topped 152,000 books in the first.
I'm sorry, how many?
152,000.
You know, I had someone slide up to me at one of the events, and they said, you know, no one really appreciates the depth of importance of this program and the number of books and the difference that it's making. And like now you can quantify
Yep.
the difference that's occurring. You want to talk about that?
So the awesome thing is that right now we've got over 3,300 active children. So children can enroll in the program from birth up until they turn 5.
This is as simple as making sure they're reading
Exactly.
or
And
giving them the access to read.
Yep.
Okay.
And so every month they receive an age-appropriate book. So little ones are receiving like a board book, you know, with simple shapes, colors, etc. And then the books go up in appropriate reading level up until they turn 5 and prepare for school. And the really amazing thing is that all 4 counties can show us the data that on kindergarten readiness assessment, the children in this program are testing higher and more ready for school than the non-enrolled peers, which
Isn't that incredible?
It's amazing. And we saw this trend nationally through the Dolly Parton Foundation. And that's why we chose to bring it here, because we knew that there was a need for our children here locally to be able to enter kindergarten more ready to learn. And that's not just about reading and literacy. It's also for math, social and foundations, as well as physical and motor development. And in all 4 counties, all 4 domains, including the composite, we're seeing in some domains up to 18 percentage points improvement over their peers. And that's significant. And helping these children be ready to learn is important because that gives them the foundation and the success. And if by 3rd grade they're not at reading level, they are far more likely to not even finish school, to fall behind, obviously, with every year that passes. And studies show that there are significant deficits for those children who are behind.
And there's an event involved, but this is a continuous thing.
Yes, it's a continuous thing. People can enroll for free right through our website at unitedwayforus.org. There is no financial requirement to participate at all. We do not, collect financial data on the family. When Dolly Parton created this program, she wanted no stigma on it, wanted it to be open to any child in the community. And so we feel very strongly that it should be equal access as well. But having said that, we do significant outreach to the Judy Centers, the Early Learning Centers, Head Starts, any of the birth to 5 programs, et cetera, where the low risk, the at-risk population, is most likely to be, to try to make sure that we're getting those children in. And well over 60% of our enrollees are in the free and reduced meal program upon entry into school. So we know that we're reaching that population.
The National Folk Festival people said that we had the greatest volunteer turnout of any city that's ever tried to host this thing.
That's because our city rocks. Our
I
community
agree.
is amazing.
I agree, but just so much credit goes to you for that website and how easy it is, and not just for Folk Festival, but there's all kinds of things to volunteer for
Absolutely.
all the time.
Absolutely, and that is the primary reason that we brought this website to the local community a few years ago. So
I'm blanking on what it's called. What's it called?
ShoreGetConnected.org.
There you go. ShoreGet, yes.
And you can get there through our regular website or
Right.
through Facebook, but ShoreGetConnected.org. We have over 130 nonprofits who can use this tool completely for free to post their in-kind needs, their volunteer opportunities, and even their special events and fundraising. So you're looking for a fun date night and you want to go out and do something fun but support a great cause, there's something going on all the time. There's a community calendar on there. But the great thing is that the Folk Festival gave us the opportunity to really leverage the chance to reach more volunteers and give them the opportunity to engage year-round. And so we had over 900 volunteers respond through the site for the Folk Festival and put thousands of hours in to make that successful. It was a resounding success. But we're really hoping that those folks choose to continue to engage year-round and help our community, because there's no organizations doing community service that can do it alone without volunteers.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, because I thought it was a transformative thing for us.
It was an excellent event.
Yeah.
Excellent event. And a really great way to show off what's really wonderful about our community, and a really inspiring to see the number of volunteers who came out and helped with smiles on their faces to do all kinds of things that they never thought they might want to do, like who knew what music logging was, but now we know. But the cool thing is that over 98% of the volunteers surveyed said they want to volunteer again next year, which is fantastic.
I drove a van. I was supposed to drive for a lot. I only drove a little bit, but the website was great, and just the feedback was great, and you felt like you were part of something special.
Yeah, and the neat thing is that people can use that website year-round too to track their own volunteer impact. So a nonprofit organization can be able to track the time of their volunteers throughout the year on various projects and be able to see that cumulatively over time and be able to measure the impact of that volunteer time. But individual volunteers can do that as well. Whether it's something that they responded to through the site or whether it's something they did on their own and they want to log it into their personal profile. It's a free tool, and you can download a volunteer resume anytime, 24/7, which is really helpful for students, for instance, who are looking for service hours and want to show that, or people looking for required service hours for any reason, or just for companies who want to be able to say, hey, look what our team did. They helped with this ramp build, or they helped with these 3 events this quarter. And we put in a total of 150 hours of service and made X amount of impact. Did you know, fun fact, the value of volunteer time in the state of Maryland is over $27 an hour?
No.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's about what I make in my job.
Because it's so significant what a volunteer contributes to an organization.
Right.
Everything from stuffing an envelope to being the leader of a board of directors and everything in between makes a significant impact for that nonprofit. It saves them a significant amount of time, resources, and staff time that they would otherwise have to invest in. And
it certainly
can't do it without
the folk festival without those volunteers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no way we could hire 900 people to do all the things that needed to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, great job with that. You mentioned you're a data person. About a year and a half ago, you made some headlines with a report that you did, the Alice report study.
Yep. Yeah, we just released in mid-September, the state of Maryland released an update to the Alice report, and Alice stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, Employed. So the whole purpose of the report, which was originally released in January 17, is to take a snapshot and really try to dig down into the number of households in our community that are really struggling to make ends meet.
They're not the working poor so much. They're just people that are working, but it's a struggle.
It absolutely is. I mean, we know that we have, 10 to 15% of our population, depending on the county, at the poverty level. But the poverty level data and the way that is generated is super outdated. And so the Alice initiative was actually started by United Way Northern New Jersey a number of years ago to take a look at their community. And it was so eye-opening that other United Ways throughout the country decided that we wanted to team together and do this for our state. So in partnership with the other United Ways in Maryland, we were able to take a look and see that in the state of Maryland, over 38% of households are struggling to make ends meet. But here on the lower shore, that number rises to over 46%. because families are working paycheck to paycheck. They're working multiple jobs. Of course, we have a very seasonal workforce here in some of our communities because of the hospitality industry, and it creates a lot of challenges. And folks are very much just struggling and trying to survive. And God forbid they have a car injury or a major medical event, and that really puts them behind the curve. They don't have the savings. They don't have the wherewithal. So the report dives deep into not only what are those parameters and what is that bare minimum budget that people are trying to survive by, and those basic factors that go into that: housing, food, utilities, etc. But more so, what are the factors that go into that? How is employment and the opportunities that we have impacting that? What are the challenges we have around transportation, and why is that impacting education, et cetera? And it really dives into those factors. And so that way the community, whether you're in government leadership, whether you're in nonprofit leadership, whether you're writing grants for your nonprofit, whether you're just doing survey information for community development and economic development, it gives us another tool to be able to take a look at our community and see where those needs are and how we can try to address them together.
So that's what the bottom line is going to be. The United Way would look at that and figure out where more help is needed.
And not just United Way, though. Everything from, and this was done in partnership with Beacon at Salisbury University. They were part of the research development committee for that as well at the statewide level. But whether you're a university looking to expand or institute new programming, or whether you're a hospital trying to look at where the challenges and where those communities are that we might need to focus in because there's health literacy issues because of various background needs of that community.
Sure.
Or whether you're a nonprofit saying, do we need to change the focus of where our programs are or the types of programs that we're offering, all of us can work together to try to make that happen. It's a big eye-opener, too, to see the number of households that actually cannot even qualify for certain assistance programs, because many of those are based at a particular percentage at or above the poverty level. But Alice households fall just above that threshold.
Right.
So sometimes literally down to $1 to $5 over the threshold, they can't qualify for services just to get them over that hump and get them to a financially stable situation. And so they fall further and further behind. And it creates significant challenges for our community.
I think it's really, really valuable information.
It is. And one thing to remember, too, is the impact of technology on our workforce. For instance, how many times do we go now to the grocery store and we go through self-checkout? Or you can even go into a fast food restaurant now and order at a kiosk or order on your phone and be able to pick it up and rarely interact with a human or have reduced interaction with a human, but those are folks' jobs. But even in high-end paying jobs, for instance, the accounting field, there is more and more technology available to allow small businesses, for instance, to do more of their own accounting work.
Right.
And so, that is going to continue to affect even the professional level jobs as technology continues to take over more and more of our daily life.
Tell me about this Women United thing that's going on.
So Women United is a dynamic group of professional women from all backgrounds and all ages who want to get together and do philanthropy work, but also do volunteer work and be able to also gain professional development through that. They've actually launched 2 new programs this past year through our local United Way, Read to Succeed, which is a reading and tutoring program through several local elementary schools, helping elementary, 2nd and 3rd graders be able to improve on their reading level. And the great thing is that after the first pilot year, all of the students were showing marked improvement in their reading levels, and some of them between 3 and 5 steps up, which is significant, which is great. So we're expanding that now to 3 schools this year. And women and men can be reading mentors for that. It takes 30 minutes once a week, or you can partner with someone and team up if your business schedule doesn't allow every week. But a great opportunity to connect with a young one who needs reading help. And then also the Girls on the Run program, which is a mentoring athletic program helping to mentor middle school girls and help them learn to train for a 5K.
Wow.
And that culminates in the spring with other Girls on the Run chapters throughout the state participating in a big 5K together.
Wow.
And it's been a really great thing, and that is also expanding to 3 schools this year, and that's middle schools.
The emerging leaders. I see they're having these events. They're out having fun.
They are.
They're learning how to serve their community.
They are. It's a great way for young professionals to engage, or the young at heart, and I think they say that so that I can come to a meeting or two myself. But it's fun. They do some really creative, fun outreach events that are open to anyone in the community.
It's like a JC's for United Way.
Kind of,
Yeah.
a little bit,
Yeah.
yeah. But it really gives them some networking opportunities, helps them learn some extra professional development throughout the year, but helps them really engage in the community as a team. They work with young professionals through the local chambers and tag team on a number of things. And one of their big fun outreach events is through Thanksgiving and Christmas. They like to be able to help adopt families and provide Thanksgiving and Christmas meals and gifts for families in need. And they do a great job with that.
You also waded into the crisis with the opioids here in the community?
Yep. So we originally were part of the Mayor Jake Day's START task force a couple years ago through the city of Salisbury. And from that, we saw the need to continue those conversations and keep the awareness and the efforts moving to help address the issue. And so we sit along with a number of representatives from the health departments, government, service providers, et cetera, for the 4 Lower Shore counties on the Lower Shore Opioid and Addiction Coalition. And so we work together to just build awareness and outreach about all of the opportunities and events that are going on in the community. And it's important to provide folks as much access as possible to be aware of the resources available and to be able to support recovery efforts too, because there's a lot of hope out there. There's a lot of great work being done here on the Lower Shore, making a lot of strides in the addiction arena, but there's lots of work yet to be done.
So many good positive things going on. If I want to help you, how do I reach you? How do I get a hold of you to volunteer my time or my
Absolutely.
efforts?
Yeah, give us a call at United Way, 410-742-5143. Visit us on Facebook at UWLES or on the website at unitedwayforus.org. And we would love to have folks get involved more, whether that's through a company campaign and helping folks learn about the opportunities out there, through volunteerism, or through one of our engaging events or volunteer opportunities.
When do you stop signing people up for 2018? Or does that continue through the year? Or
From campaign standpoint,
Yeah.
absolutely, all year long. We have many campaigns that run in kind of an off season through spring and summer. The majority are in the fall, so that payroll deductions are on a calendar year, but we can do that in any annual model that anyone wishes. And we keep it a very soft ask, and we actually see that as a significant opportunity to say thank you to people for giving back and to inform them about the opportunities and the programs and services available, because so often when we're in the room, somebody there or somebody they know needs access to services. And so it's really about informing folks.
She's Pam Gregory. She's the interim CEO and president of the United Way of the Lower Eastern Shore, and we were so happy to have her here today. Thanks for being here, Pam.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I'm Greg Bassett from the Salisbury Independent Newspaper. Another edition of 101 right here on PAC 14.
First Shore Federal is proud to support PAC 14 and one-on-one. We'd encourage every business to support PAC 14 and pick a program and support it, and let's make a difference.